Hello and welcome to another GIS report with Health in Perspective. Reporting for the Ministry of Health and Social Development, I am Public Health Communications Specialist Natasha Letzum. Today we're on the beautiful island of Virgin Gorda, bringing you part 2 of our show on recycling and waste diversion. If you recall, early in the program, we took you to Jos Van Dyke, where we heard from waste management officers of the importance of waste diversion and recycling. We showed you an operation in effect at the Sagidala and showed you how they recycle their waste, and also took you to the transfer station to see how it's all separated. Now we're here on Virgin Gorda to complete the show, showing you what happens to the glass after it leaves Tortola. We have an exciting show for you today. I invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy, and let us show you how recycling is done here in the BVI, and hopefully it would inspire you to divert waste and recycle also. We're here with Ms. Julie Swartz. Ms. Swartz, tell me who you are in relationship to what you do.
I'm the Managing Director at Green and Clean BI Limited.
What do you do with the glass?
We take the glass that's waste, post-consumer waste glass here, and we reduce it into aggregate. And by aggregate, I mean rocks and sand, so gravel and sand. What this can be used for, it can be used to replace natural aggregate and sand in concrete products. It can be used as a pipe fill or bedding material for infrastructure with pipes. It's been used in landscaping applications to make a garden with colors instead of using wood mulch. And lots of other different projects and countertops, little projects, things we do at school with the kids for Trash to Treasures, all kinds of stuff.
Awesome, sounds exciting. So how long have you been in this business?
I have been involved in doing this for about 5 years now, with our most active stuff about the last 3.5 years, getting to where we are now.
And how is your relationship with the Department of Waste Management?
My partnership with the Department of Waste Management is critical and is a great relationship. They are doing what waste management does in providing waste collection and waste services for the BVI, and we're creating a new end of our disposal end by providing recycling for different waste streams to remove them from current systems.
And how important do you think recycling is for a territory such as ours?
I think that recycling is critical to the survival of the BVI. Unless we figure out what to do with our waste and find a sustainable way to take care of the waste that we create, we have no more room for landfills. We can't continue to burn waste. Survival of the BVI it's in sustainable waste management, in my opinion.
Now, what kind of message would you send to persons who are listening right now? And, we're trying to promote waste diversion, recycling here locally. How would you inspire them to jump on board?
The message I would send is recycling is happening, so it's time to participate. We all make our statements about what happens with our waste, how it's being dealt with and handled. We have an option now. So it's our responsibility to step up and take advantage of this option. With the Waste Management Department supplying the skip down in Pockwood Pond, there's a place on Tortola that you can dispose of your glass in a responsible manner. On Virgin Gorda, we also collect aluminum cans and plastics. In Tortola, as processes continue to evolve and as our system gets more organized within ourselves and the government system, we'll add more waste streams over there, so we're knocking them out one at a time.
Awesome. And how did you get interested in this business?
Before I started Green and Clean, I worked at Necker Island. And as part of my job out there, I took over and started up the procurement division out there. And it was to make procurement greener and to make disposal options greener because, as we all know, Richard Branson is into the environment and sustainability. In the process of doing that, I was like, this is kind of silly. Why should we do it right here? Why not do it on Virgin Gorda so that we can all recycle and all be involved in making our environment better? And from that grew into this, and here we are.
Can you tell us a bit about your clientele? How does the community use your product?
The uses that we've got going on now that we've been approved for, we spent a lot of time getting our glass aggregate approved for different applications. Current projects that we have going now is being incorporated into concrete, or we have over here for pipe bedding, where actually this is destined to go to Little Dick's for burying all of their infrastructure for their new sewage systems and stuff. So it takes away having to mine the sand, mine gravel, mine good dirt from places to put a proper bedding for our buried pipes and cables. We also have a project coming up at Leverick Bay where they are going to do some land reclamation and extend an area of the Jumbies Beach Bar. And in that, for the first time, Town and Country Planning has approved use of glass. So the idea is to substitute glass where you would be using gravel and rock and dirt. And by doing that, to prevent and to keep the dirt from being the issue of land reclamation, which is one of the biggest issues, because the dirt escapes into the ocean, gets carried downstream, and then you have silting and sedimentation problems, which affect our marine habitats, our fisheries, and everything else along our coast shores, our shorelines.
I also see that you're recycling cans. Tell us
Yes.
about what are some of the exciting things you're doing with the cans.
We have added aluminum cans to our collection in Virgin Gorda. We've been collecting aluminum cans for probably about 6 months now. We have a good stockpile going. We have recently got funding for our baler, and we expect within the next month to have a vertical baler here. What a vertical baler will do is it will take these bins of cans that we have, it will compact them into bales, big square bales, which will load into shipping containers to be shipped out to the U.S. for actual recycling into new aluminum cans. This is the glass we just received from Yost and from Pockwood Pond, 2 different skips. We have all this dumped right here just for ease of loading it into the imploder. With all this, it's post-consumer glass, like directly from your table to my recycling machine. It goes into our imploder, where it's not mechanically crushed like most systems, but actually imploded, which is why our glass has rounded edges and it's not like sharp like broken glass. It's rounded and you can handle it. Goes through this imploder, gets broken into different size aggregates, comes up the conveyor belt, and then is shaken through this shaker table to divide it out by size. Right now I'm crushing bulk, like so everything's all together. Once it comes out of here, it comes in our packaging now as we're repackaging in salvaged concrete bags. So these cement bags are the same bags that are being imported into the country full of cement to pour all of the building and the construction that we're doing here and that they're including glass in. And we're taking these same bags, once they finish, we buy them off the guys who are up on the truck making concrete, and we use these same bags, refill them with glass, so that then it's just like the concrete they're putting into their batching truck. They take their bag of cement, they take their bag of glass, their cement or their sand and their gravel, and voila.
Now, in terms of the capacity, how many bottles do you really need to keep your operation up and going? And do you have enough? Are you importing enough?
All of this glass you see right here, I hope that it's going to make 8 tons of aggregate. Each one of these bags is a 2-ton bag. So that's 2 yards of glass. So all of this glass may look like a lot of glass, but that's about maybe 3 or 4 of this bag once we crush it.
So do you have any other sources of bottles?
On Virgin Gorda, we have quite a number of restaurants that are recycling, and Waste Management does the collection from these restaurants and resorts. So the places like Guava Berry Spring Bay and Coco Maya and the Rock Cafe and Shea Bamboo, lots of the smaller local bars, Blue House, Greenhouse, everybody's getting in the game now. And being that we're taking plastics, aluminum, and glass on Virgin Gorda, it makes it real easy in a bar kind of environment, because the only thing you can't send is your food. That's today. Tomorrow we'll talk about your food. So we have where we receive it, where it's in bottles like this, where we process straight into the machine, but by hand, throwing in buckets of glass. On this side is the bulk glass that comes from Sea Cows Bay, which is already broken up and stuff. And that's all run through our series of conveyors belts so that it automates moving it around, because broken glass is much heavier than whole bottles.
Nice. So what an operation. It looks lovely from my vantage. I'm glad that, are you the only person that's actually recycling here?
I am about the only recycling company in operation right now. There's a plastics recycler getting ready to come online in Tortola and BVI Plastics. Floyd Stout, of course, is recycling all the vehicles down at Sea Cows Bay. And now we're adding post-consumer waste garbage. So like the things that come from our household is where we're concentrating on.
Nice. Well, thank you for this interview, Ms. Swartz, and I do hope that you have continued success in your business. I leave you now with any final comments that you have, whether it be encouraging persons or anything you'd like to say at this point.
The question is are we part of the problem or are we part of the solution? And it's time for all of us to step up and be part of the solution. So who recycles? We recycle.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into this edition of the GIS Report, where today we featured the Department of Waste Management in our critical conversation regarding waste diversion and recycling. I hope that this program would help to inspire businesses to start or continue its recycling efforts, as well as individuals to start separating their trash. Together, let's keep the BVI clean and green. Reporting for the Ministry of Health and Social Development, I am Public Health Communications Specialist Natasha Letzum. Thank you for tuning in.